Namaste, everyone. Dear doctors, teachers, esteemed guests, and dear participants. I am Dr. Shribrita, Ayurveda Vaidya. It is with immense pleasure and honor that I extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you to the virtual class organized by Sadyojata and sponsored by Pentacare Ayur Pharma. Today's our distinguished speaker, Dr. Arjuna SR, is a passionate about Sanskritam and Ayurveda and dedicated himself to the advancement of this ancient science through his groundbreaking work on question answering system based on the renowned Ayurveda dictionary Bhav Prakasha Nigantu. His multidisciplinary approach encompassing Sanskrit computational linguistics, Indian philosophy, Indian epics, and Sanskrit language promises to offer a holistic perspective on the intersection of ancient wisdom and modern technology. As an assistant professor at the Department of Liberal Arts, Humanities, and Social Science at Manipal University, Dr. Arjuna SR brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to the table. His academic journey, marked by notable achievements, including a PhD in Navya Nyaya and Sanskrit computational linguistics from the University of Hyderabad, underscores his deep rooted commitment to scholarship and innovation. Dr. Arjuna Es's endeavors extend far beyond the confines of traditional academia. With the Raman Charpak Fellowship at INRIA Paris, France, and an Erasmus Plus Teaching Mobility Fellowship at Metropolitan University Prague, Czechia. He has transversed borders to expand the horizons of his research. Moreover, his role as the General Secretary of SWA reflects his dedication to societal welfare. Today, we are privileged to hear from Dr. Arjun sir as he shares insights on tools available for easy Sanskrit learning, which can be applied for Ayurveda texts. In conclusion, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Arjun sir for gracing us with his presence to share his invaluable expertise. I also extend my sincere appreciation to Sadyojata Ayurveda for organizing this enriching session and to Pentacare Ayur Pharma for their generous sponsorship. Thank you. Anyone having any questions, please raise your hands. We will allow for the participation. Now I request Arjun sir to take over.
Thank you, Shriprita Mahoday. Narayanaaya Paripurna Gunarnavaya Vishvodaya Sthiti Layon Niyati Pradaya Jnana Pradaya Vibudhasura Saukya Dukkha Satkaranaya Vitataya Namo Namaste. Tapaswadhyaya Shushrusha Krishna Puja Ratan Munim Vishvesham Ishtadam Mande Paribrat Chakravartinam Apada Mauli Priyantam Guruna Makritim Smaret Tena Vignaha Pranashyanti Siddhyanti Cha Manorataha Sarva Bhagishwaru Vishnu Stri Rupo Mam Suvadayet Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Good morning, everyone. And first of all, I would like to thank Sadyojata Ayurveda, this initiative. When I heard about this, I was mesmerized by the initiative which are done by a couple of young Ayurveda doctors who initiated long back, but they have taken it to next level, and now they are very keen to know expanding their learning. So I thank Raghavendraji and others for this initiation, and I have already extended that I will be happy to extend whatever support I can share with my limited knowledge which I have. Okay, and I wish many of you are celebrating Yugadi or Gudi Padwa or Vishu today, and I wish you a very happy festival today. And yeah, so coming back to the point, I mean, you all are Ayurveda doctors. I'm not here to discuss about anything related to Ayurveda, because you all are far more experts than me or anyone in the world. So you all have expertise in your own particular specialization. But whenever we talk about Ayurveda, we refer to the mainly we refer to three samhitas, Charaka, Sushruta, the samhitas we refer to. So those texts, many of the Ayurveda related texts, the Moola texts I'm talking about, are in Sanskrit. So the knowledge of Sanskrit language is very, very important to um, the Ayurveda doctors, Ayurveda practitioners, whoever is interested in Ayurveda, whoever wants to talk about Ayurveda, um, um, they must have a basic knowledge about Sanskrit language. Concepts wise, that's a different thing. You need a guru. You need to. There is a particular. It applies to all the streams. But basic knowledge about Sanskrit is very, very important to understand any Ayurveda text. Most of us, I'm also very much interested in Ayurveda, not to practice, but to understand a few basic concepts. So whenever I open that, I mean, of course, conceptual limitations will be there, but to understand that, Sanskrit, the knowledge of Sanskrit is very much required that I have experienced. And for that, I know you all are now doctors. You have your own practices and other things. You are all serving the society in different locations. But still, you all have. Yes, someone has raised the hand.
No, sir, you please continue. We'll take questions at the ending.
Okay, okay. So I don't mind if you stop me in between, but better to because the recording is also happening. So for viewers, whoever wants to see this at a later stage, that will be helpful. So we will take the question answers. I will give ample time for question answers as well. So knowledge of Sanskrit is important, but you all are now practitioners. You all are doctors serving the society in multiple locations, in multiple levels. But you all are still interested to explore more on your subject. You are meeting once in a while and doing initiatives like this. But if there is an assistance for your study, of course, a guru is required. Without a guru, it will be very difficult. But if there is a helper, an assistance is provided, then your journey of learning would be a bit easier. So, I mean, we can't rely, or we can't consider another human being as an assistant or helper in this case, because it involves time, and many other things are involved. Because of that, we can't completely rely on another person. But if there is a machine, if a computer can help you in this regard, that would be a wonderful thing. In this manner, there are, I mean, a big number of researchers are working on this particular aspect. Of course, uh, Ayurveda related research is very, very limited. I personally know a couple of research works which I would be sharing in the in the next sessions. But for Sanskrit language, there is a lot of good research happening from past 2 decades, I would say. There are notable research works have been done to make understand this Sanskrit language learning process made easier. Um, there are different methods. I'm not saying this one is good or that one is good, or I'm not here to discuss that. Whichever is convenient in your process of learning, we should adopt that. But this, I thought of sharing this particular method also, where there are tools exist in which are developed particularly to analyze a given Sanskrit text, and it will help a person to understand that particular shloka or a particular sentence without depending on any translation or any particular person. So that's the idea behind these tools. And another advantage is these tools which are developed, which we will be looking into, these tools are developed mainly depending on the shastras, like Paniniya Vyakarana, the Sanskrit grammar, which is developed by, which is created by Panini in a form of Ashtadhyayi, one which has 8 chapters in it. So based on that, following the rules which are given by Panini, these tools are developed. So in that way, we can rely on its authenticity also. It's not just randomly generated information or the output, whichever it produces. It's not uh, based on the large language models, which are very much trending these days. So these are, I mean, whatever Panini has defined the rules in a meticulous way, that has been followed as it is, and then the answers are produced. So in this way, you can rely on this particular tool as well. Of course, there are some limitations also. I will be explaining all those things. So okay, before getting into the tools part, I would like to know from some of you that whenever you open a text, Rasaganga or Charaka Samhita or any other text, I'm not an expert like you, but whichever text, Ayurveda text you open, when you are reading a particular sloka, what kind of challenge you experience? Yes, Prana Shakti Foundation has raised a hand. Please unmute and um, can you explain what challenges you face?
Sir, namaskar.
No, sir.
The thing is that whenever I personally read the classical text, I try to understand what is the algorithm that has been given. Try to look beyond the words, because
Mhm,
especially when it comes to Shutrasthan, Shutra
mhm.
means Shutra means formula. So definitely they are giving algorithms. What is
Yeah,
the set of problem and what is the solution? So they
yes.
are written in a very poetic form so that we can retain. So that was their logic of making it so rhythmic, so that we
Okay,
can retain, because it was transferred from one generation to another generation orally. That is my
okay,
understanding, sir. Yes.
wonderful. Thank you for that. Any other observation? When you read a particular sloka, yes, Purti Mahoday.
Namaste, sir. The
Namaste.
problem that we face during the sutra studying is that we don't understand usually the vibhakti which they have told, sir. So that we
Correct.
can't understand whether it is karaka, that is karta, they are trying to explain the karta wise or adhikarana wise. That is the main issue that what I face, sir. And we can't understand whether they are telling about the uttama purusha, pratama purusha. All the basic things is what is the main problem, so that we can't understand what they're exactly trying to tell us. I think Haraka
Right.
is the main point where we lag a lot, I think, sir.
Great, great. Okay, okay. Lucky Viji. Yes, Mahoday.
Sir, namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, sir. Sir, like where it has to be paused, how do we split the words? And many words are synonymous, and like what terms are to be considered under that context. And
Correct.
that is also a challenge for a new beginner.
Correct. Thanks for sharing that. I think if I, Ayudha, this will be the last one. Yes, Ayudha Kembavi More.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Sir, one of the challenges that I face is firstly the vocabulary. Our even though our Sanskrit vocabulary is sometimes good, but the medical vocabulary might not be that great. Thinking
Correct.
of how they have referred. Another, if we even do the Pada Vibhaga, then go to Anvaya, sometimes finding the context is difficult. What they are trying to say exactly.
Correct.
One more thing is so many Chikitsa Sutra etc. are given, but at what phase, what to use? Very less places specific Avastika Chikitsa has been given, but otherwise just a number of sutras have been given. So which is the most appropriate in the patient that we see? And also the Nidanas, how do we interpret and correlate it to the Nidanas that we find in the present context also is a difficulty. Sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you each and everyone whoever contributed, helped me understanding your difficulties. I assume that these are the common problems which occurs when you get into the classical text or texts like Charak Samhita or Mula Granthas. Okay. So first of all, I would like to make a clear distinction that I'm not an Ayurveda expert, as I said. So you are the experts. I'm not going into the context level or the Arthika Paksha, which I would put it in that way. So because, see, the yeah, okay, we are I can't help you with or any tools. I'm not sure at this level there are no tools which can help you to decide which particular nidana or which particular chikitsa krama will be the better for that particular person. So that I assume that will be based on the experts, the experience which you gain, and also by the practice. And as there is a famous saying, I mean, I usually share it with my friends, sorry, my students, that how we gain the understanding of anything. It is like Acharyat Padamadatte, Padam Shishya Swamedaya, Padam Sa Brahmacharipyaha, Padam Kalakramenacha. If we are trying to understand a thing completely, the quarter of it comes from the Guru, quarter of it comes from our own intellect, and quarter of it comes from Sabrahmacharibhyaha, like the peers, whoever is in that particular field. And Padam, the left quarter part will be comes over the period of the time, which means by the experience. So in that way, I'm not I mean, unfortunately, at this moment, I'm not sure. In very recent future, it might be readily available. Machine can help you with that as well. But when it comes to context, the Arthika Paksha, these tools won't be helping you out. But in the case of understanding the grammatical aspects, like vibhakti, vachana, linga, or even the karaka concept, these tools will help you to a greater extent. And when it comes to vocabulary also, your observations were completely perfect. Like this happens with any Sanskrit text. Okay, these grammatical aspects are the key things, and the vocabulary problem is there in whatever subject you choose. Like it can be Nyaya, it can be Vyakarana, it can be Vedanta, and the term looks like a similar one, but it has multiple meanings, which are particularly for that particular domain. So in that way also, we have to, looking at the flow, looking at the context, we may have to put our little effort and understand the context, and based on that we have to take a call in which particular context it has been used. But in the case of grammatical aspects related to vibhakti, vachana, linga, and purusha, vachana, all these aspects, this tool which we are going to explore will definitely help us to a great extent, I would say. Okay, let's, I mean, there is one Upapurana called Parashara Upapurana, and in the process of explaining what is the Vyakhyana, what is the definition of Vyakhyana, there is a famous verse which is Padacheda Padartoktihi Vigraho Vakya Yojana Akshepasya Samadhanam Vyakhyanam Panchalakshanam. See, whenever we open a text, we would like to analyze it, understand it. To understand, we need to analyze. Okay, so we need to explain, or we need to dissect it in a way. So how what is the process of expanding it or explaining it? This particular shloka talks about that. First, we have to do the padacheda, which means the words will be in a particular order, and when it is in the shloka format, when it is in a shloka format, the words will be jumbled to justify the chandas. Okay, so but that won't be the order of that particular thing, and some words will be joined together, because of which there will be a difficulty in understanding. Okay, for reading purpose, that would be ideal one, but when it comes to understanding it or explaining it, it will be a difficult task. That's why we have to do the proper padacheda of it. So in Sanskrit, there are multiple possibilities of split also, that sandhi vicheda, padacheda can be possible. How machine handles it, how we can take help of tools according to our needs, we will see. And padartokti, in what sense that particular word has been used. So in this context, we have to highly rely on the dictionaries. As mentioned in the beginning, of course, very recently we are about to start this particular work on developing a question and answering system based on the Bhava Prakash Nikantu. It is a part of consortium project which is led by University of Hyderabad, and there are 4 IITs and 1 triple IT, and couple of other institutions are involved in it. So we are working on it. It may take around 1.5 years to completely develop that, and we require your support also in that. Whoever is interested, we will be happy to take your help. It will be a great contribution. So the dictionary will help us in understanding in what particular sense this particular word is there, and based on the adhyaya, the chapters or the padas, or the segregation of particular text, that also helps us in understanding the sense of that particular thing. And then comes the vigraha, which is the compounding. There are some samasta padas. The concept of samasa also plays an important role, and how to understand a samasta pada is also a very important one. And then comes vakya yojana. When a shloka is jumbled with many words, if it is converted into the word or normal sentence order, or the prose order, which technically we have to say, then it will be more clearer for us, right? So vakya, and in what particular way it has to be arranged, that arrangement also plays an important role. So that is also one of the important things when we are understanding a particular text. And then comes the contextual thing, like the deeper understanding of that particular text happens with the akshepa and samadhana. We have to have questions, and we have to we must try to get the answers also, to understand the complete the concept which is conveyed in that particular thing. Because whenever we are reading the sutras, the definition of sutra itself says alpaksharam asandigdham saravat vishwatomukam astobham anavadyancha sutram sutra vido viduhu. So the definition of sutra itself says there will be less words, less aksharas. Okay, asandigdha, and it should be unambiguous. Saravat, it contains so many information in it. So how to extract those information? This akshepa samadhana method will help us to get the exact concept or the complete analysis of that particular verse. So these are the steps, the major steps involved in that. And generally we have learned from our teachers that whenever we get into a particular shloka, what we have to do first, we have to do, this is the Gurukula method, I would say, because I studied in a Gurukula for 12 years in Bengaluru called Purna Prajna Vidyapita. In that, in the first 5 years, our complete dedication would be on understanding Sanskrit language. So whenever we were introduced to Kavya literature, Kavya text, Sahitya, like Raghuamsha, Kumar Sambhava, etc. Those days I used to think why we are reading all these things, but now I can understand that there is that's how we will be able to understand the grammatical aspects, which the grammar things are also discussed, are also taught, and application wise, these texts were introduced. In that, we used to follow this particular method. Shloka, then comes the padacheda, then comes the anvaya, and then artha, and then vigraha vakya, and special information, special grammatical information, if there are any in that particular shloka. So in this way, we used to do this for whole kind of couple of chapters of Raghuamsha or Kumar Sambhava, whichever text we used to read. So this method is also like padacheda, anvaya, artha, vigraha. These are the vigraha means the analysis, the complete analysis of that particular of the words which are present in that particular shloka. Okay, these all are involved in the process of understanding any given shloka. Okay, so we have an idea that whenever we take up a particular shloka, or for example, tapaswadhyaya niratam tapasvi vagvidambaram naradam paripapracha valmikir munipungavam. This is the first shloka of Ramayana or Sankshepa Ramayanam. What it says, okay, tapaswadhyaya niratam is one word, tapasvi, second word, vagvidam varam. These are two interconnected, but vagvidam will be one word and varam will be one word. Naradam paripapracha valmikir valmikihi munipungavam. These are the words, and how to convert it into anvaya and all, we will look into that later. But okay, this says Valmikihi Naradam Paripapracha. Valmiki Naradam Paripapracha, which means Valmiki asked the Narada. And all other words which are present in that particular shloka are adjectives for either Valmiki or Narada. Okay, so now let me share my screen and show you which particular, which particular tool I'm talking about. Okay, I think there is one. Just a- Sorry, an error has occurred when screen sharing.
Sir, can you please try again now?
Yeah, yes. Sorry for the trouble. Oh, yes. I think I can. Okay, good.
It's now visible.
Okay, thank you. So I am talking about this particular tool. Many of you might have heard about this, or many of you are looking at this particular tools for the first time. And I'm not going to discuss only about this particular tool. I will be explaining another tool called Sanskrit Heritage. And this Samsadhani, a Sanskrit computational toolkit, I'm also part of the development of these tools at a very minimum level. But I'm constantly in touch with the developers, and we are taking this into the next level. Like we will see that also how at what advanced level this particular tool is working on. Okay, so this is set of tools. It is not one single tool. You give a stroke and it does all the things. That is also there. We will look into that. But I would like to start with simple tools. Okay, so this is the interface and this is the URL. I will share it with you later. Okay, so when you go to the tools, okay, there are these many tools which are present there. When you go to the dictionaries, it has Amaragosha and Dhatupata, and there are some corpus also present, and we have a search engine also. I will come to that later. In the process of developing these tools, we have published many research articles, and some of the tools are the PhD work of some of us. So that this is also present here. If you are interested, further interested in understanding in a technical way also, you can do so, or the process of developing all these tools can be understood by looking at the publications. And Anusaraka, I will come to that. This will be the tool which will help us to understand the Karaka concepts. So we don't directly jump into that. I know you all are familiar, but I would like to go a little slow in the beginning. And some e-readers are there, which are developed using these computational tools only. So, and Raghuvamsha and Shishupala Vadha, no, Raghuvamsha is an outcome of our students, which I mean, there is one course called Samsadhani Praveshika. In that, we teach interested participants, interested students to learn Sanskrit through these computational tools. So those students, they developed this e-reader, and you can have a look at it. And source codes and mirror sites are also there. Those are not highly relevant to this particular session. So let me start with these tools. Okay, one by one we will look into that. There are some terms like morphological analyzer, which means Pada Vishleshika. The Pada Vishleshika term is very much clear for you, but morphological analyzer, morphological, it refers to linguistic term. So okay, so that you may if you are interested, I'm happy to explain those things also. But morphological analyzer means morphology is all about Pada Shastra. So in that way, Pada related analysis will be done with this particular tool. Okay, and Sandhi is there, Sandhi splitter is there. For Sandhi splitter, this also works, but we have another system, Sanskrit Heritage system, that works in a very wonderful manner. And Prakriya Sandarshini, this is also a bit technical, but I may skip this particular part. We will look into the transliteration. We will not look into Nyaya Chitra Deepika. Okay, and Yamaka Anuprasa, it's because Nyaya Chitra Deepika is a domain specific tool which is for Navya Nyaya. This is my PhD work. And Yamaka Anuprasa, this talks about if you are interested in literature and the Chandas concept, in what Yamaka the aesthetics, aesthetical analysis of a particular literature. You can get into that, and it will help you in identify those anuprasas in yamaka and other things. This is also a bit technical, I would say. But Pada Nishpadika, morphological generator, this is also an interesting tool, which is divided into 4 parts: noun generator, verbs generator, Kridanta Rupa Nishpadika, Kridanta generator, and Tadita generator. And Samasta Pada, we will look into all these things in detail, okay, today. Samasta Pada Vitpadika is compound generator, when 2 words are conjoined, when how a Samasta Pada is joined, what all processes involved. This is also a domain specific thing. It's a bit technical, so we would avoid this also. So we will be looking into morphological analyzer, Sandhi, Sanskrit, and transliteration, and all the morphological generator tools today. And then we will move on to the Karaka thing, which how this Anusaraka works. Okay, let's start with morphological generator, Nama Rupa Nishpadika. Okay, this is the interface. Okay, or maybe better to okay, no problem. This is the interface. When you click on that Nama Rupa Nishpadika, this interface will pops up. This has input encoding. You no need to write it in a particular kind of Devanagari notation only. There are several other notations which are used, standard notations which are used in this academia, that has been given here. Okay, if you are familiar with Devanagari, you can go ahead with that. Otherwise, if you want to give Roman diacritic, you can use that as well. Okay, and output, how you want to see. If some of you are not convenient with the Devanagari, some of you are familiar with the Roman thing, whichever is convenient for you, you can choose that as well. And what does this particular tool does? It generates all the Shabda Rupas of a given Pratipadika. Pratipadika means nominal root. Okay. For example, Charakaya or Charakaya Namaha. In this way, Charakaya is a particular word, and the root word of this Charakaya is Charaka. So if let's okay. I put Charaka, and it is, we know that this is a Nama Pada. I mean, there are multiple options are also given here based on the grammatical information which involved. Okay, and we can select a particular linga also, Pullinga or Napumsakalinga or Strilinga. In the case of Charaka, yeah, we know this Nama Pada, and it's a Nama category, and it's in Pullinga. So when we say Rupani Darshatam, it is Charaka Sat. Oh, okay. I'm not sure why it is not showing. Anyway, let's Sushruta. Yeah, I would check why the word Charaka is not appearing on the tool. We will check into that. Maybe there might be some error. So I gave Sushruta as a nominal root, and it generated all the complete Shabda Rupa in all the vibhaktis and all the vachanas. So in this way, you can look into, or if you are trying to understand in what all possible forms can be made in different vibhaktis and vachanas, you can look into that. And also there are some doubling. You can see Sushrutau. Sushrutau is in Dvivachana, yes, but in Prathama Vibhakti and Dvitiya Vibhakti both. Okay, when it comes to Sushrutabhyam or Sushrutebhyaha kind of word, or Sushrutayoho, those are repeated in different vibhaktis in the same vachanas. But this information will help you to decide which particular vibhakti you should choose. Okay, there is, I mean, of course, in the beginning, there will be multiple information in front of you. You will be looking at, I mean, you can note down multiple analysis of a particular verse, and then you can decide based on this particular context, we have to rely on a particular meaning of it. Okay. This particular vibhakti will be the suitable one. It will help you to decide that. And if there are other categories also, Sarvanama, Sankhya, Sankhya, Purana and all, because Eka, the Sankhya concept, the numbers in Sanskrit are very unique to compared to other languages. We have Sankhya, which are 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers, and cardinals, Sankhya, which is like 1 mango, 2 mangoes, 3 mangoes, which in English, both these two are similar, but in Sanskrit, Ekam, Dve, Trini, Chatvari, these are the Sankhyaas. When it comes to Sankhya, it can be, it will follow the Visheshya word. Whichever word we are using as a Visheshya, the form also automatically changes. But in the case of Sankhya, it has to be in a particular way. Let's look at this one example. Eka, I have given. Ekam, ekam, ekena, ekasmai, ekasmat. It doesn't have any forms in any other vachana. Okay, only in ekavachana, that too, only one form in particular vibhakti are present. When I convert it into Sankhya, then see, you can, of course, the vachana will be same, but ekam can be ekaha in Pullinga. If I change it to Napumsakalinga, again, it will be ekam, ekam, ekena, ekasme, and so on and so forth. Okay. When it comes to Purana, this eka won't work at all. If you give select any linga, it won't do any, it won't show any form. Because when it comes to Purana, it is like first, second, third. So eka is not the word which which indicates the first, second thing. What is the word? It is prathama, right? Prathama, etc. So if I give Pullinga, pratamaha, pratamo, pratamaha, or pratame, pratamam, pratamo, prataman, etc. And if I have to look at to this thing in Napumsakalinga, it shows that as well. So in this way, these differences can be, these differences are also highlighted with these options as well. When it comes to Sarvanama, it is like aham or asmad or any other, or tat, tad is, sorry, yeah, tad is a Sarvanama, and Pullinga, it's saha taute, tam tautan, and so on and so forth. Okay, when it comes to asmad and yushmad, okay, we have to select this category, and it will give you aham, avam, vayam, and so on and so forth. The complete table is presented here, and this is the work which is of noun generator. Okay, then please, if you have any doubts, you can make a note of it, and at the end of the session, we will, or within 5 minutes, we will open for the question and answer thing. Similarly, Kriya Rupa Nishpadika is there, which is, I mean, there are around 2000 dhatus present in Sanskrit dictionary. Okay, in Sanskrit, there are 2000 dhatus, around 2000 dhatus are present. All those dhatus are listed here. Okay, if you want to see a particular dhatu, for example, gam, which gam, gamil, gato, vadihi, what all these also can be, I can explain. Gam is the form which is normally used to to do the generative part. Gamalru is the Mula Dhatu. In Dhatu Pata is the source of all the Dhatus. Okay, Paniniya Dhatu Pata are there. That Dhatu Pata, it is the source of all the Dhatus. In that, it mentioned like Gamalru. Okay, why those extra letters are there is all there is an explanation for that. Grammatical explanation is there, but and I mean for the generation purpose, gum itself is more than enough for us, and it is in the sense of gatau, gati, gamana, the moving in that sense, and it belongs to a gana called bhwadi gana. These segregation of 2000 odd dhatus are done based on the ganas, just for particular forms. I mean, those forms must be in a particular way. That's why it has been developed. So it has been segregated in those. I mean, those Gana information has been used. Okay. When you say, and Kartari Prayoga, Karmani Prayoga, and all are, I hope it's familiar. Parasmaipadi, Atmanipadi, Ubhayapadi, this information is also there. When you click on Rupani Darshatam, it generates all the lakaras of Gamdhatu in all 10 lakaras has been generated. If you want to see the same dhatu in Karmani Prayoga, if it is there, definitely it shows which is Gamyate, Jagni, and so on and so forth. So this generators, I'm not going into Kridanta and Tadita now. I would like to end with morphological analyzer. These tools will help you to look into the different aspects of the words which are used, and it will help you to understand the Sanskrit in a better way. And this Pada Vishleshika, now, for example, you are reading a particular text, or maybe in this tool only, in noun generator, I said if you you have to give the Pratipadika here, then it will be easier for you to get the complete form. But how to get the Pratipadika? If you don't know about the Pratipadika of a given word, what to do? Okay, in that way, if you give it to Morph Analyzer, it will analyze the given word, and then it will give all the possible analysis of that particular word. For example, in the case of Namapada, noun word, what are the informations which are required? One, Pratipadika, then Vibhakti, and then Vachana. Okay, Pratipadika, Vibhakti, Vachana, and one more information which is Linga. These four informations are very much important. For example, in the case of Sushrutaya Namaha, if I have given Sushrutaya, I have selected Devanagari only. So when I say this, it says in this Sushruta is the Pratipadika, and it is in Pullinga, and 4 refers to Vibhakti. It is 4th Vibhakti, which means Chaturthi Vibhakti, and it is in Ekavachana. Okay, and also we can see Sushruta word in Napumsakalinga also, Chaturthi Vibhakti, Ekavachana. You might have, you might be wondering how Sushruta word can be in Napumsakalinga. Sushruta, we all are familiar with the great Muni, Sushruta. So that's why we have this kind of doubt, like, how can it be in Napumsakalinga? We know that it has to be in Pullinga. But Sushruta word has another meaning. So all these padas have multiple meanings. How? Because of Rudhi and Yaugika. One is Rudhyartha, another one is Yaugikartha. What is Rudhi? The normal usage. Whenever we hear about Sushruta, it is Sushruta Muni only. So in this sense, in Sanskrit, there are 2000 dhatus, around 2000 dhatus are present. All those dhatus are listed here. Okay. If you want to see a particular dhatu, for example, gam, which gam, gamal, gato, vadihi, what all these also can be, I can explain. Gam is the form which is normally used to to do the generative part. Gamalru is the Moola Dhatu. In Dhatu Pata is the source of all the Dhatus. Okay, Paniniya Dhatu Pata are there. That Dhatu Pata, it is the source of all the Dhatus. In that, it mentioned like Gamalru. Okay, why those extra letters are there is all there is an explanation for that. Grammatical explanation is there, but and I mean for the generation purpose, gam itself is more than enough for us, and it is in the sense of gatau, gati, gamana, the moving in that sense, and it belongs to a gana called bhwadi gana. These segregation of 2000 odd dhatus are done based on the ganas, just for particular forms. I mean, those forms must be in a particular way. That's why it has been developed. So it has been segregated in those. I mean, those Gana information has been used. Okay. When you say, and Kartari Prayoga, Karmani Prayoga, and all are, I hope it's familiar. Parasmaipadi, Atmanipadi, Ubhayapadi, this information is also there. When you click on Rupani Darshatam, it generates all the lakaras of Gamdhatu in all 10 lakaras has been generated. If you want to see the same dhatu in Karmani Prayoga, if it is there, definitely it shows which is Gamyate, Jagni, and so on and so forth. So this generators, I'm not going into Kridanta and Tadita now. I would like to end with morphological analyzer. These tools will help you to look into the different aspects of the words which are used, and it will help you to understand the Sanskrit in a better way. And this Pada Vishleshika, now, for example, you are reading a particular text, or maybe in this tool only, in noun generator, I said if you you have to give the Pratipadika here, then it will be easier for you to get the complete form. But how to get the Pratipadika? If you don't know about the Pratipadika of a given word, what to do? Okay, in that way, if you give it to Morph Analyzer, it will analyze the given word, and then it will give all the possible analysis of that particular word. For example, in the case of Namapada, noun word, what are the informations which are required? One, Pratipadika, then Vibhakti, and then Vachana. Okay, Pratipadika, Vibhakti, Vachana, and one more information which is Linga. These four informations are very much important. For example, in the case of Sushrutaya Namaha, if I have given Sushrutaya, I have selected Devanagari only. So when I say this, it says in this Sushruta is the Pratipadika, and it is in Pullinga, and 4 refers to Vibhakti. It is 4th Vibhakti, which means Chaturthi Vibhakti, and it is in Ekavachana. Okay, and also we can see Sushruta word in Napumsakalinga also, Chaturthi Vibhakti, Ekavachana. You might have, you might be wondering how Sushruta word can be in Napumsakalinga. Sushruta, we all are familiar with the great Muni, Sushruta. So that's why we have this kind of doubt, like, how can it be in Napumsakalinga? We know that it has to be in Pullinga. But Sushruta word has another meaning. So all these padas have multiple meanings. How? Because of Rudhi and Yaugika. One is Rudhyartha, another one is Yaugikartha. What is Rudhi? The normal usage. Whenever we hear about Sushruta, it is Sushruta Muni only. So in this sense, Sushruta, analysis of Sushrutaya must be this. And there is another Yaugikartha is possible, which is etymological meaning is also possible. How that works? Sushruta, good listener. For example, if there is an the AI thing like Alexa or the Google or Siri, those are good listeners. Okay, in that, but those are machines. So that is if we want to call a tool like that, then it can also be Sushruta, right? Or a particular object, a particular thing, which is Sushruta, very much heard about it, very famous. In that sense, if we want to use the word Sushruta to an object, to a particular thing, then it can be Napumsakalika, right? So that is one way of understanding the multiple analysis. And in this context, we are the Ayurveda people. We don't need this analysis. We will rely on this particular analysis, so we don't have any problem. So we will stick to this. But any given word, whatever word you give, that it generates this kind of analysis. Okay, and also another beauty in this is hyperlinked. When you click on that, it opens the complete Shabda Rupa of that particular Pratipadika. Okay, Sushrutaha, Sushruto, Sushrutaha, and so on and so forth. And if you click on this, Sushruta Pum, it opens another window where it gives access to the dictionaries, the normal Sanskrit dictionary, not domain specific dictionary, but normal Sanskrit dictionaries, which are Amarkosha, Apte, Monair Williams, and all. Amarkosha is a Sanskrit to Sanskrit dictionary. If there is any entry related to Sushruta, that will be shown. Apte dictionary is Sanskrit and Sanskrit to Hindi dictionary. It is. You can look into all the. I mean, these are the Apte dictionary converted into an editable format that has been used here. We didn't create these dictionaries. Okay. And Monair Williams dictionary is another dictionary, well or correctly heard, in that sense, gladly heard, and of author of the System of Medicine, etc. Okay, so in this, I mean, complete Monair Williams dictionary will be here, and Heritage dictionary will give you the. This is a Sanskrit French dictionary. Okay, and another CCS dictionary, it's Kepler's Sanskrit German dictionary. This has been involved, but we can manage with these three: Sanskrit, Apte, and Monair Williams. These three are considered as standard dictionaries. We can take the help of these dictionaries to understand meaning and in what all context that has been used. Of course, it might not be highly helpful in when you are reading a Sanskrit, Ayurveda text, which is filled with many technical terms, domain-specific terms. But soon, very soon, we may have this Ayurveda dictionary also, or one of you can take this up and start working on building an editable, building a dictionary or converting a dictionary into an editable format. I think I must stop here. I have taken extra time also. I would like to stop here. In the next session on 28th, we can look into other aspects as well. Okay. So I'm open for any questions, and yeah, thank you once again.
Yes, please.
Namaste, Arjunji.
Namaste.
Yeah, I heard the entire session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, but I think one of the participants in the initial round raised a question, right? So when it comes to understanding Sanskrit text, we face issues with the language itself, basic, right?
Correct.
So I understand the usage of the tool, everything. So being a Samskrita teacher, how will I be able to initiate the process? Like, because I bet many would not know what is Pratipadikam, what is Pratyaya. And many times we need to start from Aksharam, Vyanjanam,
Correct.
Svara, Pluta Svara. It takes more than 30 minutes to explain what is Pluta Svara, right?
Correct.
So what do you suggest, Arjunji? Like initial round, my question was, the platform is not completely independent, right? It needs a teacher to initiate and guide through the process, right?
Correct.
So how shall we integrate the presence of teacher and the tool?
Yes, a very apt question, ma'am. As I mentioned in the beginning itself, without this is not a replacement for a guru.
True.
Okay,
Yeah.
so guru is required at all, and if a few students who wants to do self-study thing, they will be meeting a particular person, take help of a guru in the initial stage, or they will be completely relying on premiers or books which are made for self-study thing. And then whenever they are stuck, when they need some help, okay, analyzing a particular word or looking at the whole Shabdarupa, or also the Karaka level thing, I couldn't, I don't want to bring all those things as well, but Karaka analysis also how it can be done. All these things can be done with this particular tool. And as I mentioned, this is an helper. That's it. Whenever you are stuck somewhere, you need to you can come to this particular tool and get the required help and continue. So it cannot replace guru or even the premiers or works which are done by great scholars like in the Sanskrit Bharati group, or many scholars like Rupel or Goldman, and many other scholars are there who have developed, even Professor Thirumal Kulkarni ji, who has developed Sarala Katina Sanskritam. I mean, there are multiple methods. Whichever is convenient for learners, they can follow that. Of course, as I repetitively say that this is not a replacement for Guru at all.
No, I didn't mean that. I was thinking, I had an imagination that probably this tool has developed a kind of self-help exercises, or I will go through the references which you will be sending to us.
Sure.
And then once I get to know and use that, I will have more questions to bother your attention.
Sure, definitely.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Sorry. Any other questions, doubts?
I think if any queries we can take now, or else we can conclude the session. Before that, I have an announcement to be made. Next class will be continued by Sri Lakshmi ma'am. Any further class updates will be announced in the group. Please stay tuned in your WhatsApp groups. And now I request Dr. Akshata to present vote of thanks. Yes, Dr. Akshata.
Namaste, everyone. I'm very grateful to express my heartfelt gratitude to today's speaker, Dr. Arjuna SR. And I thank you, sir, for making us to introduce to the something new topic, that is the computational tools involved in understanding the Sanskrit shlokas, and also for making us to showing how to use the Sansadini tool. And I feel that all these tools are very important for us, and these are very helpful to understand the Sanskrit shlokas, be it for Ayurvedic practitioners or any kind of Sanskrit eminence like aspirants. So thank you, sir, for this informative session, and thank you for making your free time for this informative session, for creating all those new tools which you have developed, and this will be surely helpful for us. I also thank the organizers, the team Sadyojata, and also the Pentacar Pharma for sponsoring this.
I think we have a query as a question.
Yes, Meena.
Yes, please unmute and you can raise your query.
Acharya, now if I have this word prarthaya masa, while reading I come across this word prarthaya masa, and I want to know what is its moola. Is it a kriyapadam, tasya pratipadik, mool dhatu? So where should I directly go first? Prarthaya masa iti.
Okay, let us see in the screen. Let me share my screen now. Okay. So this is the word, right? Prarthaya masa. So this has given three analysis of it. Okay, and all are in I mean verb forms only. Okay, pra artha. Pra is an upasarga. That's why it's separated as pra and artha. Artha is the dhatu. It is in kartari prayoga. Lit is the lakara. U for uttama purusha. Eka for ekavachana. And atmanepadi it is in. Sorry. And artha is the dhatu which is present in the dhatu paka, and it belongs to churadikana. And the same word is in Uttam Purusha Ekavachana, in Pratama Purusha Ekavachana, and Madhyama Purusha Bahuvachana also.
Yeah.
So now it has given three analysis. Looking at the context, or there will be for this Prarthaya Masa, it can be, it might have Aham Prarthaya Masa can be there, or Saha Prarthayamasa can be there in the shloka or in the sentence. There can be Saha or Aham or Yuyam Prarthayamasa, or Tvam Yuvam Yuyam, the Bahuvachana of Yushmal Shabda. That can also be there. So we have to look for that particular words there. Yuyam or Aham or Saha. Okay, Aham, Saha, Yuyam. Aham, if Aham is there, this is the analysis. If Saha is there, or Sushrutaha is there, or any person is there, a particular name is there, then it will be this is the analysis. And if it is Yuyam is there, then this will be the analysis. So normally Aham Prarthayamasa will be there, or that person will be that person did the prarthana. In that sense only it will be used. So these two are the most used analysis of this word given. So you have to, in the Samsadhani tool, okay, you have to go to tools, Pada Vishleshika, and give the particular word. It will analyze that. Here you can give only words. That is also an important information. Was it clear?
Yes, please unmute and you can.
What I'm saying is, Prarambhika Stare, a Chhatra can identify the difference between Namapada and Kriyapada, Stula. Yes. But beyond that, whether it's a Samastpadam or it is only Sandhi, there is most of the times doubt. Sometimes the Artha itself is not known. So whether it is Kriyapadam or Namapadam, there itself the question arises first.
Okay, I gave the famous word Ramaha. It gave two analysis. One is the famous one, Rama is the Pratipadika, Pullinga, Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachana. And there is another form in Sanskrit as Ramaha is Radhatu, Kartari Prayoga, Lat, Uttama Purusha, Bahuvachana also. So, of course, Ramaha Phalam Khadati. In this sentence, Ramaha cannot be a verb at all. Okay, it has to be a noun. So this will be the analysis of word Ramaha in this context. But what machine does, it will give all the possible analysis of it. Okay, but when it comes to your question, I don't want to bring that, but let me share this also. Okay, this is what we will be discussing in the next session. So I have taken one simple example. Dasharathasya putraha Ramaha nagare koshat hastena brahmanaya dhanam dadati. Not necessarily I have to give a sentence here. I can give any shloka also. That also works. Is there a requirement of segmenter, padachedika? No. Target language we can select also. It will convert. We can give Vedic, shloka, prose, these things also. But let us, I mean, I don't have to make any changes here. The sentence is like this. When I click submit, it gives me this, okay? When I click on this gives me the analysis of it, sorry, of, for example, Dasharathasya word means Dasharatha is the Pratipadika, Pumlinga, Shashti Vibhakti Ekavachana, Putra is the Pratipadika, Pullinga, Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachana and all. It gives analysis like that for all the words, okay? And Dadati is the Kriyapada here. And when you take the cursor on this, it generates this particular graph. This is the this gives you complete Karaka information. Okay, Dadati is the action. For that, who is the Karta? Rama is the Karta, and Putraha is the Visheshana, and it has an Shashti Sambandha with Dasharathasya, and Dhanam is the Karma, and Brahmanaya is a Sampradana Karaka, Hastena is Karana Karaka, Koshat is the Apadana Karaka, and Nagara is the Adhikarana Karaka. So this Karaka information, this is not taught to, I mean, we have taught the information to machine, the rules to machine. Machine is automatically generating this. And we will look into that, how to disambiguate between whether it is a word or it is a what kind of word it is, and which particular thing we have to choose. I will come up with some sentences or shlokas which can be converted in multiple ways also. So if I explain it in one way, that is also an opt one. If I explain it in another way, that will be also a correct one. So whichever is suitable for that particular context, we can take it and continue with that.